my best buddy since kindergarten. Give a round of applause for Scott there. If you like anything you hear today, all the music we're playing is on Spotify, Apple Music, all that. So if you just search for Carter Halsey, you'll find all of it. This is another new song. It's called Almost Disappeared.
Goes past the frame. I mean, most of it's where it should be, but I'm scared of the parts that ain't. Doctor gave you 6 months, and here it goes again. It's like you said your goodbyes at the party, but now your ride's running away. You and me, summer flame, doesn't go. But it feels like we're alone. I am calling to get things later. Check out 7-Eleven. Hard to find a ride home, so away. You and me, summer flame, isn't more on me. This hotel makes me nervous, touch your finger to that thing.
Thank you so much.
Thank y'all. Thank you. We got one song left. I'm going to ask for a little crowd participation. I know it's early, but I think we can do it. We're going to divide the room in half. So if y'all are kind of on this side of the middle, and this side in general, y'all are with me. The only word we have to know is O. If y'all are on this side of the middle and over there, you're with Taylor. Taylor, what's y'all's word?
Our only word is hey.
It's super simple. I'm going to teach y'all the chorus. And I just got to say that we have 2 shows left. We've been on tour for 3 weeks. We have 2 shows left. Every single day, Taylor's side has been considerably louder than my side. So we've got 2 days to turn it around. If y'all want to help out, again, our side, our only word is O. If we wanted to be way louder than Tay's side today, it would be awesome. But it's never happened, so no pressure. Here's the chorus. It's really simple. It goes like this. It goes, lay down the night, oh! Don't say
sorry, I'm feeling alright. Hey, gonna let it all go. One more time. Lay down tonight. Oh, don't say sorry, I'm feeling alright. Hey, here we go.
Thank you so very much. Don't go anywhere now.
We'll play a quick video and I'll be right back. Thank you all. Y'all, can we give one more round of applause for that amazing band? That was Scott Fair, Taylor McPhee, and Cody Root. And one more round of applause for Miss Adams over there with Walking Authority. And y'all, Secretary of State Tricia, thank you. They're who made today happen. Guys, like I said, my name is Carter Hulsey, and twice a year,
I get to partner with an organization called Funding the Future, and we travel coast to coast from New York City to Los Angeles, California. Some years we go up through Canada, and we stop at high schools and we talk to young people about something called financial literacy. And I know what some of y'all are thinking. This sounds like it's going to be boring. This sounds like it doesn't apply to me. Some of y'all are rightfully thinking, there's no way this dude is qualified to talk about this. I totally get that. I would have thought the same thing when I was y'all's age. But first off, all financial literacy means is it's understanding money. And it's understanding that money is a tool, that money is a resource, that money is something you can use to get to where you want to go in life faster and easier. I am here today because when I was y'all's age, growing up in Joplin, Missouri, going to public school, we had 0 classes on money. My mother's been a community banker almost all my life, and we never talked about money at home. I've had some of my best friends ever since elementary school, and we never talked about money. That's crazy to me. I don't know why, but for some reason, my generation, money was a taboo subject. It was something we didn't talk about, and it shouldn't be like that. I know that I'm talking to some people right now, some seniors that know exactly where they're going to go to college. They know exactly what kind of work they want to do when they get out of high school. I know I'm also talking to some young people that have no idea what they want to do when they get out of high school. Both of those are totally fine, but y'all, I promise financial literacy will affect every aspect of your life going forward. And I'm here because I want y'all to have an easier time getting where you want to go in life. I'm going to talk about 5 really basic money things. Guys, this is all stuff that I learned the hard way. This is all examples from my life, dumb things I did with money or mistakes I made because I didn't know or I didn't care. Because if I come to your gym today and put up a slide about how I got into credit card debt and then one person in here avoids that, it's all worth it to me. I look at that slide, I'm not embarrassed, I don't feel bad, because for me, life's about sharing our experiences with each other and growing from them. That's what I'm here to do. I want you guys to have an easier time going where you want to go than I did. Here's the 60-second version of how I got to your gym today. When I graduated high school, most of my friends went to college. I think college is the right choice for a lot of people, but back then, I was already in a band with Scott and Taylor. We were already touring. We'd already put out a couple albums, and I was like, man, I want to try the music thing right now. I know if I wait, I'm not going to do it. So that's what we did. I got in a van with my best friends, and I've been traveling around, making a living, playing music ever since then. It's been awesome. I've traveled all over the world. I've met amazing people. I have stories I wouldn't trade for anything. But I've also had some pretty rough times, and those rough times almost always were a direct result of me having 0 financial literacy. Because for me, the whole plan, what I thought, my plan for life was the same thing that everybody else says in the entertainment business. One day we're going to make it big. To this day, I have no idea what that means. What I thought it meant was one day we're going to get a big-time record deal. One day we're going to have a song in a movie. One day we're going to have a song on a television show. One day we're going to have a song on radio. All those things have happened to us. None of it changed my life. The stuff that I'm about to talk to you about right now, that is what changed my life. That's what made my life better, the band's life better, my family's life better. So that's why I'm here today. I want y'all to get where you want to go faster and easier than I did. First thing I want to talk about, raise your hand. I'm not going to call on you, but raise your hand if you know what a credit score is. Great, so maybe a little less than half of y'all. Y'all, check this out. Credit score, when I was your age until about 25, I had a credit card. I had some credit card debt, and I had no idea what a credit score was. So if you're like me, I'm about to put you 7 years ahead of where I was. Credit score. All a credit score is, it's a report card for how good you are with money. The reason a credit score is important, if you're like me, in high school, when I first got a cell phone and started to have to pay my cell phone bill, AT&T started sending me a bill that had my name on it. I was the one responsible for paying it. I am also issued a credit score. Nobody asks for a credit score, it just happens. Once I get a bill that I start paying, AT&T lets the credit score people know whether or not I'm paying that bill. First reason it's important, your credit score stays with you your whole life. Second reason it's important is because if you've got a good credit score, you will pay less for things. Here's how credit score works. It's a point system. Everybody gets one and it starts right in the middle, right around 560 points. The highest your credit score can go is 850. The lowest it can go is 300. When you start getting bills that you're responsible for paying, and you pay those bills on time, in full, every single time, your credit score goes up. Things that hurt your credit score, obviously the opposite of that, not paying your bills on time, not paying your bills in full, or credit card debt. Y'all, credit card debt screwed up my credit score before I even knew what a credit score was. Here's one example of why credit score matters. Let's say right after this show today, we pack up, and let's say Taylor and I, the guy that was playing bass, let's say Taylor and I both want to go buy a car. So we stop at the first car lot we see, we both get out, we're both standing side by side looking at this car. Price tag in the window says $23,000.
I don't have $23,000 in my wallet to just go buy a car. So like most people, Taylor and I are gonna call up our local bank. We're gonna say, hey, we're down here, we're looking at this car, we'd like to take out a car loan from y'all. Here's how that works. Taylor calls his local bank. He's like, hey, I'm down here at this car lot, I'm looking at this car. Price tag's $23,000, I'd like to borrow the money from you. The banker says, that's great, Taylor, we're gonna put you on hold real quick. When that banker puts Taylor on hold, the first thing they do is they check his credit score. And let's say Taylor's got financial literacy, Tay's good with money, Tay pays his bills on time, Taylor doesn't have credit card debt. So they get back on the phone, they're like, hey Taylor, great news, we just checked your credit, it's awesome. 730 points, that's great. We're gonna loan you the $23,000 for the car, and we're gonna charge you 4% interest. Interest, that was another thing. When I was y'all's age, I was like, that sounds complicated and boring. It's not. All interest is, that's a little bit of money the bank's gonna charge you to let you borrow the money for the car. That 4% number, directly determined by Taylor's credit score. 4% interest on a $23,000 car loan is an extra $2,500. So now Taylor gets his car loan with interest, pays it back a little bit every month over 5 years, and he's got this car right here for $25,500. That's what a car loan looks like with a good credit score. But let's say Taylor hands me his phone. I call the exact same bank. I talk to the exact same person, and it's me at 21 years old, no financial literacy, already in credit card debt, doesn't know what a credit score is, and they check my credit, and they get back on the phone, and they're like, hey Carter, we just checked your credit, it's kind of low. It's like $599. My credit score is telling that bank I'm not very good with money. My credit score is telling that bank I'm gonna miss some payments, I'm not gonna pay on time. My credit score is telling that bank it's gonna be more difficult for them to get their money back from me than Taylor. So they're still gonna let me borrow the money for the car, but with a $599 credit score, they're gonna charge me 15% interest. Crazy, right? 15% interest on the same car, $10,000. Yeah, so now at the end of 5 years, Taylor and I will have the exact same car, but if I've got a bad credit score, I will pay $7,500 more for that car than Taylor. Y'all, that's why a credit score matters. Most big money decisions you got coming up, your credit score is gonna be involved. Buying a car, buying a house, some of you buying an engagement ring, going to college, checking into your first apartment, all those places, they're gonna check your credit score. Knowing what it is half the battle. Now y'all know what a credit score is. I'm gonna talk about local banks in 1 second. Those banks can show you your credit score. They can show you simple ways to make it go up. But the second thing I wanna talk about, how I screwed up my credit score before I even knew what a credit score was, credit card debt. Y'all, there is a reason credit card companies spend billions of dollars advertising to just y'all, to just 18 to 25-year-olds. It's because they know you're just starting your financial journey. You might not know how all the rules work. Money might not be at the top priority of what y'all got going on. So they advertise like crazy, y'all. There's a reason when I turned 18 in Missouri, I started getting credit cards in the mail with my name on them. There's a reason when y'all, some of you go to college, freshman orientation, day one, there's gonna be pop-up tents all over campus with credit card companies trying to get you to sign up for a credit card. When I got my first credit card, I kind of knew how they worked and I kind of didn't. Here's how they work. You sign up for a credit card, you get what's called a credit limit. So let's say I sign up for this credit card and I get a credit limit of $100, and let's say I want a pair of shoes or whatever, I'm online looking at this pair of shoes. It's $100. I'm like, that's great. I got a $100 credit limit. Perfect. I type in my credit card info. Nike sends me the shoes. Then the credit card company says, hey, Carter, in 30 days, we're going to send you a bill for those shoes. And I'm like, no problem. I'm like, in 30 days, I'll definitely have $100. Most of the time I did. Most of the time I paid my credit card bill off every month because I knew you were supposed to do that. But I also remember exactly where I was the first time I didn't pay my credit card bill off in full. Because I'm in my credit card app and I owe them like $1,200 and I had the money. But I also had some other bills coming up, some other stuff I needed to spend some money on. So I'm scrolling around in the app, and underneath the $1,200 balance button that I owe them, there's another button that says make a minimum payment, $100. I'm like, what's that? That little make a minimum payment button, that's credit card company's entire business model. It's how our country is $1 trillion in credit card debt. Because what it looks like is, man, I can just pay them $100 this month, the next month I'll pay them the other $1,100 that I owe them, we'll get all caught up. What I don't realize, whether or not I read the fine print, the second I don't pay my credit card bill off in full, they can start charging me interest on the money that I haven't paid them. And credit card interest is way different than a local bank's interest. Credit card interest goes all the way up to 25%, and they use something called compound interest. What that means, I owe them $100 for the shoes, 25% interest, if some time goes by and we're not making any payments, 25% interest is $25, but the next month when they go to charge me interest again, they charge me interest on the $100 that I owe them for the shoes. The $25 in interest I owed them last month, they charge you 25% on $125. Then the next month they add it together and they do it again. Y'all, that is how easy it is to get into credit card debt. I have been there, it stinks. One of my favorite authors, his name is John Hope Bryan, he's out of Atlanta. He says, being poor is expensive. That's so true. I have been broke. I know what it's like.
And I also, I remember the summer I decided to get out of credit card debt. It took about a year, and it was a year of me picking up every extra shift at work, me playing every guitar gig I could, doing extra stuff around the house, earning as much money as I could. That whole year, my friends are going on summer vacation. They're going on trips, they're going to the movies, they're going out to eat. I'm not doing any of that. I'm just working my butt off to pay my credit card bill off. Guys, I wasted so much time and so much money getting out of credit card debt. And if you can avoid that, it'll be the best thing ever. Easiest way to do that is with the third thing I want to talk about. If y'all listen to anything I talk about today, make it this thing right here. As soon as you can, go to a local bank here or local credit union and open a checking and a savings account. Checking accounts rule because checking accounts come with a debit card. I know y'all know how a debit card works, but I'm going to tell you, when I got out of credit card debt and started to just use a debit card, my life got better because debit cards only let you spend the money you have in your account. If I got $75 in my account and I go to buy that $100 pair of shoes with my debit card, my card will get declined. I've had it happen. It's embarrassing, but the good thing is I will not have spent money I didn't have. Credit cards, they'll let me just keep spending money, even if I don't have it. Debit cards are not like that. How the debit card changed my life, what it looked like was this. We'd go play a show, we'd get paid, I'd put the money in my checking account. Then on the way to the next show, we'd stop at a hotel or whatever, I'd use my debit card, I'd see the money go out, we'd stop for food, I'd use my debit card. Then at the next show, we'd get paid again, I'd put my money in the checking account. Then on the way to the next show, we'd stop at a music store, I'd use my debit card, I'd see my money go out. I slowly started to see how I spent money. I slowly started to see the stuff I have to spend money on, and more importantly, the stuff I did not have to spend money on. It took me an embarrassing amount of time to realize that, yeah, we're in a band and we're having a lot of fun, but we're also a small business. I've got to spend money on some stuff. We need a place to sleep every night. Everybody over there needs paid every week. We got to have stuff to eat. We got to have strings on the guitars. I got to spend money on that stuff. I started to also see the stuff I did not necessarily have to spend money on. I don't have to get out of the van every time we stop at the gas station. I don't need all the stuff I'm advertised that I need on social media. I don't need the new iPhone every year when it comes out. Once I started to see that difference, once I started to not spend every penny I made, something cool happened. I started to have a little bit of money left over at the end of the month. And that's when a savings account comes in handy, y'all. Having a savings account and having a little bit of money left over at the end of the month and putting it into a savings account is literally you investing in your future. It's you saying, I believe in myself. Because I'm here to tell y'all, it doesn't matter how much money's coming in. It doesn't matter how much money you're making. If you're not thinking about it, if you have no financial literacy and you're like me, you'll spend it all. I have been there. 68% of all Major League Baseball players are broke 5 years after they leave the MLB. $1 million contract. 78% of all NFL players broke 5 years after they leave the NFL. 70% of all lottery winners are broke 7 years after they win the lottery. Can you imagine that? After winning a couple $100 million, having nothing left? I was on one of the biggest tours in my life when I was 23 years old. We played every house of blues in America that year. It was awesome. Made a ton of money. And I remember April the next year comes around. I'm sitting on TurboTax, trying to figure out how much I owe for my taxes. And I've got no money left to pay them. And I'm like, how did this happen? I just made more money than I've ever made in my life, and I have nothing left to pay my taxes. It's because I didn't have any financial literacy. I just spent it all. I was like, I'm going to keep making money. Surely I'll just spend what I got right now. Crazy. But see the opposite of a lottery winner. You know, a lottery winner wins a couple $100 million. 7 years later, they're broke. If you pair financial literacy with some money, amazing things can happen. Beyonce is one of my favorite examples of financial literacy. Not only is Beyonce wildly talented, incredible songwriter, she also has financial literacy. Beyonce works with 31 charities all across the world. She gives tens of millions of dollars every year to people in need. She gives money to United Way, Boys and Girls Club, Make-A-Wish Foundation, the Grammys Arm, Music Cares, tons of stuff. That's financial literacy. Chance the Rapper's another great example of financial literacy. Chance the Rapper's given $3.2 million back to Chicago public schools, back to the schools he grew up in. Gives money to mental health programs, gives money to their band, gives money to after school care. Post Malone is another great example of financial literacy. Love his music, hate his music, he's kind of goofball, but the dude has financial literacy. Post Malone got the same phone call every other musician got March of 2020, which was, hey, there's this thing called COVID coming. We don't really know what it is, but we're going to have to cancel all your shows. Post Malone knew he was okay. He knew he had money in the bank. He got his band together. They started doing all those live streams. They put out a little digital tip jar, and they raised tens of millions of dollars and gave all of it away. He let his fans pick the nonprofits it went to. We're based out of Nashville. A lot of us are friends with those people that play in those big time country bands. I'm here to tell y'all, most of my friends got paid all of COVID their full salary. Because those people have financial literacy. That's the difference between a lottery winner winning a couple $100 million and having no financial literacy, and somebody making a lot of money and having some financial literacy. You can take care of yourself, take care of your friends, your family. You can change the world, truly. 2 things left I'm going to talk about, then we're done. Raise your hand if you know what a payday lender is. Great, almost none of you. Guys, the reason you don't know what a payday lender is, it's amazing. It's because in Georgia, as well as 24 other states in the United States, these things are illegal. But where I live, in Tennessee, they are not. There are more of these payday lenders in the South than Starbucks and McDonald's combined. Here's what they look like. There's a street where I live in Nashville, it's called McAvick, and a 1.5 mile stretch, there's 11 of these payday lenders. They look like this. You're driving through town, things seem normal, and then you see, usually they're painted really bright, or there's signs all over them. They got signs that say like, quick cash here, or quick and easy loans, or no credit check. Most of them also have a sign saying open 24 hours a day. Guys, any financial place that's open 24 hours a day, places like that are counting on you and me to get down on our luck, walk into their doors and borrow some money, because they make it look real easy to borrow some money. They try really hard to look like banks, but they are not banks. And a lot of you are going to go to college in a state that these are everywhere. Some of you are just going to move out of Georgia, and they're everywhere. I had a buddy take out one of these loans. Where I live in Tennessee, interest rate 400%. My buddy borrowed $1,000 from one of these payday lenders. He showed me the paperwork. I saw it. You know what 400% is? 400% interest on $1,000 is $4,000. So he owes them the $1,000 he borrowed, plus another $4,000 in interest. He owes them $5,000. I know, it's crazy. Where Taylor lives in Missouri, interest 650%. There are some states where they don't even have caps on the interest rates at these places. They set up right outside military bases. I've seen them advertise in high school newspapers. They're online. I grew up in Joplin, Missouri, and in 2011 we had a tornado come through. There's a documentary on Netflix about it right now. Killed 160 people, destroyed a third of our town. And I remember about 2 months after that happened, I'm standing with a friend in what used to be their neighborhood. And we're kind of watching, the skyline. We're watching some people rebuild their homes. We're watching some businesses try to rebuild. And we're seeing these payday lenders pop up. Payday lenders that had never been in my hometown before. Because they go where they know people are hurt, and they go where they know people are struggling. And again, they make it look real easy to borrow some money. They try to look like banks. These places are not banks, y'all. The point is, know how these things work, know that they're not banks, and do everything you can to never walk into one of their doors. That local bank where you got your checking and savings account, that local bank can let you borrow a little bit of money for a little bit of interest. That's a safe way if you need to get out of a bind or get a bill paid or something like that. Go talk to that bank. Do everything you can to never go to a payday lender. Rant over. One more thing I'm going to talk about, then we're all done. I saved this part for last because this is my favorite part. I saved this part for last because when we started this nonprofit 7 years ago, we went to 100 financial advisors all across the United States and Canada, and we said, all right, we're talking to high schoolers. We're going to talk to them about payday loans. We're going to talk to them about credit cards. We're going to talk to them about checking and savings account. But what's the one thing you would tell these young people to do with their money? Where's the one place you as a financial person would tell these people to put their money to let it start making more money? Almost every single one of these bankers said, tell those students what a Roth IRA is. So that's what I'm going to do. Roth IRA stands for Individual Retirement Account. And I know what some of y'all are thinking, hey Carter, I'm in high school. I haven't even started working yet. Why are we talking about retirement? The reason we go to high schools, the reason we're talking to young people is because y'all, how much time you have ahead of you is the best thing you got going for you. It's your biggest asset, because if you can start thinking about an account like this at 18 years old, it will change your life. Here's how that works. You go to that local bank where you got your checking and savings account. You say, hey, this dude came to my school. He was talking about opening a retirement account. Can y'all help me with that? And they'll say, absolutely. Because there are people at these banks where all they do all day, their only job is to figure out how to make your money make more money. And they do that by taking a little bit of money that you invest, and they take it and they do something called diversification. So if you put in $100 to one of these accounts, they're going to take $1, put it into 100 different companies. Invest it for you. Companies that over time always grow. These accounts always grow at a minimum of 6%. I know what you're thinking. 6%? That doesn't sound like much. Put in $100, 6%, that's $6. That's not going to change my life. I know. But these accounts use compound interest, just like the credit card companies. Only this time, you're the one that benefits. You're the one that makes the money. They start paying you interest on the money you put in, plus the interest they're adding to it. And with enough time, life-changing. If you open one of these accounts at 18 years old and you put 50 bucks a week in, 50 bucks a week from 18 until you're 65, that means over that amount of time, you'll have put $122,000 of your own money into this account. And at 65, which sounds like forever away, but it's not. At 65, you walk back at that bank and you're like, all right, I'm ready to cash out. How'd we do? I put $100,000 in here. It was gonna grow at 6%. That didn't sound like much, but I'm ready to cash out. That banker's gonna hand you $652,000. Yeah, because your $100,000 grew another $500,000 in interest because it had enough time to do it. But here's why we're talking to young people. Because if you're like me at 18, you're like, I'll start doing that when I'm 24. I got other stuff I want to spend 50 bucks a week on right now. If you wait 6 years, that 650 goes down to 445,000. Or if you wait till you're 30, you're like, I'll start doing that when I'm 30. That 650 goes down to 300,000, more than cut in half. The point of today, y'all, is just to get you guys thinking about money. Just to get you to slowly start to understand that if you think about money, if you don't necessarily spend every penny that comes in, if you start thinking about money as something you can use, as a tool you can use to get to where you want to go in life faster and easier, it's everything. It'll change everything. I made so many mistakes because I didn't know this stuff. Y'all have the opportunity to learn all of this. The Secretary of State's office gave you all those pamphlets. Tons of info in there. We're going to leave your teachers with these little postcards. On the back of them is a website where you can go and also learn as much about any of this stuff as you want. When I was growing up, money was a taboo subject. I didn't talk about it with anybody, and it shouldn't be like that. So I want to encourage all of you, find somebody in your life. Maybe it's a teacher, maybe it's a family member, maybe it's a mentor. Start talking to them about money. Start thinking of money as something you can use to help you get where you want to go in life. Give yourselves a round of applause for listening to talk about financial literacy. Thank you. I'm going to bring Taylor and Cody back up here for just a minute. Yeah. Give them a round of applause as they come up. Also, Tricia over there. Also, Miss Adams over there. Yeah. We're going to take, all right, we've got 3 minutes. We're going to take some questions. If you guys got a question about anything I just talked about, a question about money, or a music question, if you got a question about something music-wise, we want to take just a couple minutes and we have to answer any questions.